Good morning, everybody. Today it should be a pretty easy one. Customer has a panel saw, and they called me yesterday, said they had a collision, and after the collision, the pusher will only go up to about 8 inches from the cut line and then stops. So in the machines, let me get up here on the ladder here so we can see. On the machines, of course, you know we have our pusher. Well, the pusher, as it goes forward, it looks for the side aligner. And if the side aligner, that roller that's in the way, if it is not lifted up where the pusher knows that there's not going to be a collision, the pusher will stop and will not allow you to proceed forward. So, obviously, we take a look at this. If I can get this thing zoomed in here on it, you can see that they've taken their roller off. And when I spoke with the customer yesterday, I did not know what the collision was, but I had a suspicion. But on this cylinder, we have a sensor that sees that the cylinder is up, and that tells the machine that the side aligner is not going to collide with the pusher when the pusher comes forward. So what we want to do is we want to go in and fool that sensor. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to drop that sensor down so it sees the magnet that's inside the cylinder, and that will get them back running. There is a mounting plate. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. I'll try to get it zoomed in on it. But there is a mounting plate that roller is on, and I can physically see from here, from 8 feet away, that it's bent. So what we're going to do is we're going to lie to it. We're going to mark the sensor position. We're going to lie to it, and that should get them running until that new part comes in. Now, I could take that bar off and straighten it, but the problem is I'll never be able to straighten it enough that it won't create resistance on that travel or prematurely wear out the guides. So could I do it? Yes. Should I do it? No. There are other concerns, and considering the part's already on order, it'll be here in the next day or so, it's not worth all the problems that we're going to cause. So I'm going to go grab my toolbox. Basically, I only need a little screwdriver to go up there and do that, and we'll get this started. Get the machine locked out so it's secured, and then we'll adjust that sensor. So on this, what we have is a reed sensor right here. It sees a magnet that's inside this cylinder. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to mark its current position so we know where to come back to when we're done. And we are going to crack this sensor loose. Make sure everything is nice and loose on it so we don't fight it. Slide it down. And find the on spot. Make a note where the high spot is. When we move it down, we find the low spot. There's the low spot, and what we do inside this, that magnet is depending on what size air cylinder is. This one appears to be about a 10 millimeter wide magnet. So what we do is we just move that up there so we hit that somewhere in the middle. Snug it back down. Since we're in a mechanical bind in the mechanics here, I'll show you. You can actually see how that's bent. You can see how this bar right here is bent very bad. So I know that it's not going to move beyond that point. We've gone in here. You can see there where my two little marks are at. This is where I started at. So LED is now on. So now it knows that we have clearance in this because they've mechanically removed all these parts right here. So we know we're not going to hit anything. As long as we don't activate that, it'll move up. So this was an easy one. It took me longer to get the toolbox out than it did to fix it. Taken care of. But when you're like I said, this sensor right here that we have on, I have it powered by an alternative source. I got a little battery pack that runs it. Went inside the cabinet, plugged it in so I can do this with the machine locked out and safe. And we're ready to go. That's it. Hope you find this one entertaining. As always, like, share, comment. We'll go forward from there. Have a great day, guys. As always, be safe. and let's go make a million. All right, well that concludes it for today. The Giben panel saw had a sideliner collision. There is a sensor that sees panel presence, which they also have a issue with that we're going to address when we get back to the machine. The parts are on order. They should arrive shortly, and when we do, we will do a part 2 to this video. So make sure you check back and follow up on that one. And as always, guys, let's be safe out there, and let's go make a million.